Allah has permitted in the Quran, and the Prophet ﷺ has permitted in his Sunnah, permitted a Muslim man to marry more than one wife. Does anyone want to challenge me and say I'm wrong? Come on, say it now. If I'm wrong, come and say it. He says in the Quran, وَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَلَّا تَعْدِلُوا فَوَاحِدَةً. If you fear that you will not be able to deal justly with your wives, then marry only one. But if you can deal with them justly, and if you have the means to maintain, then Allah has given you permission to marry up to 4. This is in the Quran. When I was a boy growing up, they taught me what is the definition of Islam in the CMYO. They said that the definition of Islam is submission to Allah. That is Islam. Submission to Allah. Well, submission to Allah means submission to the word of Allah, isn't it? Which means submission to the word of Allah in the Quran, isn't it? Yes. And when I went at the age of 21, 22 to Pakistan and became the student of Maulana Fadlur Rahman Ansari, I remember it was October 1964. And we sat down for the first class with the Maulana. I think we may have been about a dozen students from about 6 different countries. And Maulana is teaching us the first class delivered in Alimia Institute of Islamic Studies. What is the lesson that he taught us? That lesson is before my eyes today as plain as the rain. He said, and of course it shocked me. It took some time for me to accept it. He said, when you know that it is the word of Allah, then whether you understand it or you don't, whether you're comfortable with it or you are not, when you know it is the word of Allah, submit to it. Understanding could come afterwards. You could come comfortable with it afterwards. But once you know it is the word of Allah, submit to it. If you don't submit, you're not a Muslim. Today, 999 out of every 1,000 women says, no, I can't accept that. Not my husband. Me, I'm prepared to share my husband with no other woman. No, no, no. It might be in the Quran, but the Quran. I do not accept it. That is a state of brainwashing. Of course, this lecture is going to make me unpopular, but my duty is to try to please my Lord, not please the people. Someone has to speak it out. And I'm doing it tonight. This brainwashing of our Muslim women, where has it come from? It has come from that Christian Jewish world, the white world that is ruling the world today. Wherever the Christian Jewish world has not been able to influence our people and brainwash our people, our women don't behave like that. If you go to Afghanistan and see the Muslim women in Afghanistan. Go to many parts of Africa which have not as yet been touched by the white world order. And you see Muslim women who are not at all uncomfortable with plural marriages.